Hello and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for September the 16th through September the 22nd. And we have a very interesting celestial sky with 3 significant events, and I'll get into that later on the astrology section of your reading. Thank you guys. I had so many new subscribers last week. I'm so excited. Thank you. I really appreciate you all. If you're returning, thank you for your loyalty and your support. I really appreciate that. And if you're new, I hope you enjoy these readings and you'll come back. Now, these are general readings for the collective, guys. So, take what resonates and leave the rest. And don't forget, these are for your sun, moon, and rising. So check out the other videos because maybe your rising sign might make more sense to you. If you would like a more personal, tailored reading, click on this link or go to the Show More section below in the description box. If you're looking at this on a phone, it's a little arrow pointing downwards. If you press that, you can see all the information. All the links to the other videos will be below. The links to my Facebook group will be below. You should join that. Every 2 weeks I do a live feed in Facebook, and we look, it's fun, we look at how the it's either the new moon or the full moon is affecting you personally. Which area of your chart does it affect you? So join my Facebook group. The link is below. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And please don't forget to like, comment. I answer every comment. And subscribe if you haven't already. And share. My short-term goal is get to 10K subscribers. That would be amazing. So, I want to quickly say these readings come in 3 sections. The intro, which is this part, the astrological report, which is next, and then the tarot report, the tarot reading, sorry. And there are skip times to each section so that you can, if you're checking out some moon rising, you can go straight to the video if you want, so you don't have to watch the astrological or the intro again. And another way, guys, to support this channel is through Patreon. I want to thank my patrons. Thank you so much. The link to that will be below. And without further ado, let's go to the astrology section, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology section of your reading, and we have 3 significant events happening this week, and we have some minor events that I'm not going to go into, but the big news is that Saturn stations direct. It has been retrograde since April, so we are going to feel a shift forward. We're going to be able to see our path forward and a practical way of getting there. Now, Saturn is the Lord of time. He rules time. So we need to bring in patience because things that our goals take time. To get to where we want to go takes time and effort. So we need to allow that time and honor that time to get there. We have had time to prepare things in Virgo, and now it's time for us to propel forward. Now, Saturn is also the planet of lessons. So we need to remember, we need to look at what we've done in the past and learn from it, not repeat mistakes. We will, Saturn a lot of people freak out about Saturn and say, oh no, Saturn. But Saturn actually steers us in the right direction. So what we sometimes consider blocks and things that are stopping us from going forward, this is Saturn saying, no, don't go there. Turn around and go in this direction. It's going to serve you better. So it's about slowing down, right? But it's also about putting the effort and the work into it, because we can't get to where we're going without hard work. And Saturn is about, getting your elbow grease in there, rolling up your sleeves and doing the work to get to where you want to go. And it's in Capricorn, in its home sign of Capricorn. So this is the earth sign. It's manifesting, right? It's going to help us. It's going to put rules and structure in place so that we can get to our goals. This is about limiting, it's about economizing, if you will. So we really have to look and kind of trim the fat. What is not working for us? This, Saturn's about purging, getting rid of what's not working for us anymore, having the courage to let that go. When we let that go, we will go forward faster. Maybe not as fast as we want to. So we really do have to practice patience during this time and honor the sense of time. So this really is about putting effort into it. But this wonderful grounding energy and this direction of going forward is going to, and I also want to mention that Pluto, which has been traveling along with Saturn through the sign of Capricorn, is also slowing down and getting ready to go direct, which will happen at the end of the month or the beginning of next month. That's a whole other story, so I'll go into that later. But we're feeling the effects of that change, transformation, and Saturn is, organizing things for us to go forward and to reach our goals. And we'll be able to see where we're going. Finally, we can see ahead and in practical terms. But we have to put the work in, as I said before. Now, that happens on Wednesday the 18th. Excuse me. And on the, let me just look, on the 21st, we have Jupiter in a challenging aspect, what we call a square in astrology, to Neptune. Now, Jupiter is the planet of abundance, more, expansion, spirituality, adventure. And I'm just looking here at the chart. And Neptune is dreamy, it's visionary, it is spiritual, it is a connection with the ethereal realm and creative, right? So this contentious aspect between the two, between Jupiter and Neptune, well, on the negative side of each planet, right? Jupiter can be addiction. It can be bigger, better, more of something that doesn't work for us. It can be overindulgence, overdoing lots of things. And Neptune is the planet of illusion, right? And on the negative side, delusion, also addiction, and not seeing things in the light, overdoing something, being overly optimistic. Jupiter is optimism too. It's being very optimistic. So Neptune can accentuate that and not see things in realistic terms. Now, going back to Saturn, Saturn's very realistic, so it could help with balancing that out. But we really need to remember that in our psyche. We need to remember that we can go off on tangents. We can be distracted by Neptune. Neptune can be a distraction. I can sit here and I'm planning my day, and before I know it, it's 2 hours later and I haven't got up and done anything because I've been in my head, on this dream with Neptune. So sometimes when this happens, I put alarms on my phone. I have to do this, and I give myself a 2-hour notice of what I have to do. And then when the alarm goes off, I have to go, oh gosh, yeah, I've got to get up and do that. So sometimes we have to do that to bring us back in. But if we have that awareness in our psyche that we can be distracted and we can go off, and we have to kind of ask our question, ask a question of ourselves. Okay, is this realistic? Because we have unrealistic expectations sometimes with Neptune, and especially with Neptune and Jupiter in this contentious kind of relationship. So it's something to be aware of. But on the other hand, you can really tap into creativity. You can, if you're a writer, if you're in the visual arts, whatever it is, or just to be creative, it's amazing for, optimistic, visionary goals to make those, and to do, write a novel, something fantastical and mystical. So it's really brilliant to tap into that energy, that source of energy while this is happening. Now, the next thing that is happening is, really it's not this week because this reading goes to the 22nd, but I'd be remiss not to mention that on Monday, the 23rd, the sun moves into Libra. It is the autumn equinox. So this is a huge shift in energy, and the sun is joining Mercury and Venus in Libra. So I'll talk about that next week, but I wanted you to know that. So also, happy birthday, Libra. Happy birthday. So we will discuss and talk about what's going on with that next week, because there are some other things going on. So yes, I want to also mention, where is it? I want to also mention at the same time, which I didn't mention as we were talking about it, at the same time that Saturn moves direct, it is in this beautiful trine with the moon in Taurus. Now, the moon in Taurus is in exaltation. It's expressing itself how it needs to express itself. It is creating security and helping Saturn. Saturn will help you see your way forward for security. It is a beautiful alignment between the moon and Saturn, so you can actually plan out and see what you need and what you want. And what will make you feel secure. And it's also a very nurturing energy. So it's really interesting that we have, I also want to mention before we go any further, that the Jupiter squaring Neptune can also bring in some fear of the future. And it can be unrealistic. It feels very real. So you can feel some anxiety. It's really important to meditate during this time. And also, and to remember that things aren't necessarily realistic. So it is about taking care of responsibilities, because Saturn's going to make sure that you take care of your responsibilities. It's going to be in our faces. We will need to take care of things that we've perhaps been putting on the back burner. But also is things that we need to take care of. So Saturn is showing us the way forward. And sometimes, especially with the Neptune and Jupiter connection, we will feel a little fearful and perhaps apprehensive about those responsibilities. But if we just get down and just do a little bit at a time and just take care of them, things will come out of this on top. Having taken care of our responsibilities, having lived up to our responsibilities. And that's us showing up for our lives. Okay, everyone. I wish you a wonderful, abundant week. And without further ado, let's go to your tarot card reading, shall we? Hello, Pisces, and welcome to the tarot card section of your reading for September the 16th through September the 22nd. This is for Pisces. What wonderful gifts, blessings, guidance, and helpful information can you give Pisces for this coming week? 3 cards for, that was too many. 3 cards for Pisces, please. 3 cards for Pisces. 1, 2, wow. That's 1, that's 2. 1 more card for Pisces, please. 1 more card. I can't believe that. They flew out like crazy. 1 more. There it is. You have a lot of messages. Oh, lovely. And these cards, so check out your sun, moon, and rising, because there's 1 card that's come up in nearly every reading, and you have it. It's very Neptunian. It's very you. As Neptune rules your sign. Okay, these are clarifying cards for Pisces. What wonderful gifts, guidance, blessings, and helpful information can you give Pisces through these clarifying cards for this coming week? Please. Oh, I've been waiting for this card to come up. I kept seeing it all the way through. I thought it's going to come up for someone, and it's come up for you. Please clarify. Oh, there you go. And please clarify. There it is. Okay. Okay, let's look at your cards, Pisces. The first card out, which has shown up in a lot of readings, is the Four of Cups. Then you have the Empress, which is the number 3, the Empress. And then you have the Ace of Cups, clarified by the 10 of Swords. Then you have the King of Wands, clarified by the 9 of Wands. Very, very interesting, Pisces. Okay, so the first card up is the Four of Cups. This is when you are so taken up with what's going, with perhaps regret. Perhaps you regret some decisions you've made, so you feel that they're mistakes or something like that. And so you're in your head and you're kind of beating yourself up. And by doing that, you're not really learning from your mistakes, because when we make those mistakes, it's not helpful when you berate yourself or, you criticize yourself, where your internal dialogue is just beat you up. You're not learning. It's really, really important to think about decisions that you've made in a logical way. And so that didn't work out. So what could I have done? But I won't make that mistake again. I'm going to do this instead of that. Or I'll tweak it like I could have done that, but if I'd have done this as well, then that would have helped. And, going forward. So you're looking at it in a logical, solution-oriented way. Because when you're in this energy, you are missing opportunities. You're missing the opportunity to grow and to move forward in a more positive way. I'm sorry for that noise. It's a helicopter, it's getting to rush hour. New York, and I've got my windows open. So that's what this is. Stop beating yourself up. Don't be in regret. Yes, look at the past, look at the mistakes, but see the lesson in there. And that's very Saturnian. You're kind of in Neptune, right? Going down the rabbit hole, fantasizing, thinking about, really going on a storyline that's not helpful. And yet Saturn is at play. So learn those lessons and you can manifest from those lessons. You have the Empress, darling, the Queen of Queens. She's creative genius. And I said right at the beginning when I was giving the astrology report, if you can channel all this energy into creating something, into creativity, if you can write something, fantastical, some fantasy, if you can visual arts, whatever kind of creative project you can do, if you can channel all this energy into something creative, it would be amazing. Then you are going to really co-create with the universe, right? Do something creative. And the next card is the Ace of Cups. And this particular deck, look, it's the third eye. You are being given the gift of sight. This is psychic ability, intuition. This is really being able to see through to a person's soul just by looking at their face. This is very Or this is you too, you know, this is tapping into that. You have that gift. Now, clarifying this, you have the Ten of Swords. So perhaps your intuition has caused you pain. You can see, I feel that you can see who's betrayed you. You've been betrayed. We have all been betrayed at some point or another. Some of us carry that forward because you're very sensitive. So you might recognize a betrayal. But the 10 is about letting it go to move forward, right? So 10s are endings and beginnings. 1 and 0 is 1, a new beginning, right? So this is putting an end to all this. It's not carrying it anymore emotionally. It's like letting it go. It's leaving it. It's very Saturnian. Let go of what's not working for you anymore. It's like, you know, anything that's going to hold you back. This is really about purging. So these emotions or carrying this pain is not going to work for you, and you're ready to let it go anyway. I don't even have to say that. You are ready to let that go. And then you have the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is this incredible leader, right? He can get bored very easily and he likes to be entertained. So he can go a little over the top, which is very kind of Jupiter. Jupiter positive. It can be Jupiter negative when this comes in. It's like that constant chasing fun and adventure. The thing is when the King of Wands comes in, he's a brilliant leader when he's guided spiritually. So you're being asked to put spirit first, put God first. This is really important for you to, or, you know, if you're an atheist, do the next right thing. It's really important to be grounded because this is passion and this can be selfish at times, right? And it can not thinking about, you know, taking other people for granted and just, you know, if you're not entertaining them, then they move on to somebody more entertaining. So they can leave a wake of destruction in their past. In their path, I mean, and in the past. So be guided spiritually. And look, you've got this, you've got the Nine of Wands clarifying. The Nine of Wands is about, you're kind of tired of protecting what's yours. It's exhausting. It's like Wands, it's passion again, right? So it's like you're ready to kind of give up. You're at this point where it's like, oh, I just can't do this anymore. I can't, you know, I'm tired of fighting for what's mine. What I have, you know, look, he's got all these lovely wands that he's cultivated and, you know, grown, and there's sprouts, and he's worked very hard and he's exhausted and he doesn't want to do it. Well, you know what? Don't give up right now. This is about being tenacious. It's about, you know, putting the elbow grease in. Yes, have a little respite. Leave for a minute and lick your wounds and you know, and rejuvenate, take care of yourself, have a rest, but then come back in. Do not let this go because you are going to reach the finish line. You're at number 9. You've just got to get to number 10, right? It's happening for you. This is very Saturnian. You have to kind of put the effort in, even when you're exhausted and you think you can't do it anymore. Just keep going. Remember, though, you've got to kind of have a little respite. You've got to take care of yourself. You've got to sleep. You've got to eat. You've got to do that. You've got to rejuvenate, right? So don't forget to rejuvenate in this hard work. Don't make it all hard work, and don't make it all fun, right? You've got to find a balance. It's very Libra. You've got to find a balance between working hard and hardly working. You've got to find that balance, Pisces. Pisces, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it with friends, family, neighbors, co-workers, social media. Help me grow this channel to 10,000 subscribers. I'll be so excited. And comment. I answer every comment and feedback. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.